Hello, beta. Good morning, everyone. Again, beta, today is day 10 of our preparation of these four entrance exams together: DEPR, IES, IAS Economics Optional, and UGC Net Economics. Very slowly, we are inculcating a habit. Now, I will tell you something about, before we start, it's a little religious, but I will tell you something about, about what we say when we visit Gurdwara. So, there is something which is called as Chaliya. I hope I'm pronunciating it in the right way, which says that if you visit Gurdwara for 40 days, you will inculcate a habit forever. I mean, if every day you wake up in the morning at say 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and you visit Gurdwara for 40 days, then you're supposed to do it for 40 days. But when you will be doing it for 40 days, then on the 41st day, you will feel something empty in your life if you don't go and visit the Gurdwara. इसका क्या मतलब है? It means that when you do a thing for 40 days, it inculcates a habit in you. एक आदत बन जाती है, और एक बारी कोई चीज एक आदत बन जाए तो उसको छोड़ना is very difficult. Same happens with good things also, and it happens with bad things also, है ना? दोनों ही केस में होता है. So I am through this series, I am helping you inculcate this habit in you. If we have already covered this 10 days, right? And if we continue doing this, I don't know for how many days, maybe 40 days at least. So if we continue doing this series, right, it will inculcate a habit in you that every day 10:30 you will be practicing a past year question. Whether it is going to be from DEPR, IES, IAS or UGC NET, but you are at least practicing one question with me, right? So you are developing a habit in yourself to do something. And once that habit is inculcated, तो जिस दिन मैं नहीं आऊंगी, maybe the 41st day or कभी, I don't know, the moment I will stop the series, you will go ahead and you will open your book yourself and you will do a past year question at 10:30 a.m. I can guarantee. That is generating a habit, right? So this is already day 10 of our series, beta. And today we are going to go ahead and we are going to take a question based on externalities. And this is going to be an IAS Economics Optional question. And before I start talking about this question, as I always go ahead and I always say, please go ahead, join our Telegram group, and also create this habit of giving me a likes button. I would love to see comments from you. If you have any particular question or any particular topic on which you want me to make a past year video, I would like to go ahead and take that also as part of this series. So you can always post that question in the comment section, and you can always tell ki ma'am, 2017 question number 4 ये रहा question, this is something I find difficult, so I will find time to record that question also, right? So I am going to meet you every day from Monday to Friday at 10:30 a.m. Let us deep dive into the question now, beta.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. So beta, welcome to another session where I go ahead and I discuss a past year question from your IES Economics Optional paper. Today the question that I have with me is, the social optima output occurs where marginal social benefit equals to marginal social cost. Examine the statement. So try to see this beta. When I talk about society, social benefit, social cost, beta, what is that case? That is the case where you go ahead and you take into consideration, you consider the externalities. Now when I talk about externalities, we are clear that externalities can be of two types: positive externality and negative externality. A positive externality is associated with benefit. Isn't it the case? Like for example, when you educate yourself, you become a good voter. जब आप एक अच्छे वोटर बनते हो तो आप इकोनॉमी को बेनिफिट करते हो, you benefit the economy. benefits associated with it. Similarly, negative externality is associated with external cost. When you smoke, you are causing negative externality to the people around you, right? So what do I want to go ahead and see? When I talk about social equilibrium, societal equilibrium, I want to make sure that I equate marginal social benefit to marginal social cost. Marginal social benefit in itself is private benefit plus external benefit. Marginal social cost itself is private cost plus external cost. So my aim in this case is to go ahead and consider the external benefits and the external cost. So this statement is absolutely correct. Let's see how I have written this. So first I have defined social optimal level. What is that? It is that which takes into account all external benefits and all external costs. So it takes into account all external costs and benefit and internal costs and benefit also. That means it is considering the private benefit, the private cost, the external benefit, the external cost. So where is the equilibrium attained in case of the social benefit? Where the equilibrium is attained where marginal social benefit equals to marginal social cost. Just explain to you. What is marginal social benefit? It is private benefit plus external benefit. What is marginal social cost? It is private cost plus the external cost. Right? Okay, beta. Now, I have also mentioned what happens when you have a negative or a positive externality. Come forward. Now, whenever such question is asked in exam, you should also go ahead and you should be talking about the diagram also. So try to think about this. In this case, I have taken the case of negative externality. So since this is negative externality, I know that the private marginal cost will be lower than the social marginal cost. Because society has to consider the external cost also. When I am smoking a cigar, I am causing health effects not only to myself but to the other person also. So I must consider the external cost also. So beta, when I go ahead and when I talk about negative externality, we know that social marginal cost has to be above private marginal cost. So this is what I have shown. This is beta my demand curve. Demand curve is nothing but private marginal benefit. This is my marginal cost curve, private marginal cost. Currently, I am attaining an equilibrium here. So this is my equilibrium quantity and price. Now what do I see? I see that the society must have gone ahead and must have considered the social marginal cost. So for society, the equilibrium should have been where this and this are intersecting with each other. But where does that happen? It happens at this point. So at this point, this should be the quantity and this should be the price. So what is my aim? My aim is to go ahead and reduce this quantity, and the society's equilibrium quantity is this, but the individual is doing an overconsumption or overproduction by the firms, and the economy currently is at Q1. So this is exactly what I've tried to show. Beta E क्या दिखा रहा है? दिखा रहा है free market equilibrium. मतलब if you don't consider externalities, you will be at E and you will be doing either overproduction or overconsumption. Right, beta? But E dash, that is your socially efficient equilibrium. ये एकदम clear हो गया? This is what the negative externality is doing. Beta, now let's talk about another example, and here what I have done is I have considered the example of positive externalities. So in case of positive externality, what I have gone ahead and done now, I have tried to go ahead and I have tried to consider the external benefit curve. So do you see that because there is positive externality, this is social marginal benefit and this is private marginal benefit. So social benefit is more than the private benefit. The gap between the two, that is the external benefit, the benefit to the society. है ना बेटा? अच्छा देखो, अब क्या हो रहा है? That again I have a supply curve represented by the cost curve, and I also have a demand curve. This is my demand curve, right beta? So demand and supply, they are meeting at this point. This is my quantity and this is my price. But society को external benefit हो रहा है ना, so you should be considering the marginal benefit as a whole, society का marginal benefit. So the SMC curve that I have beta, SMB sorry, that is here. So my equilibrium should be here according to the society, but currently my equilibrium is here. So when you educate yourself, you are educating for your private benefit na. You are not considering that when you educate, you will become a good voter, it will benefit the society. So individuals do not consider the external benefit that they cause. So there is under production in this case, or we can say under consumption in this case. So we have under production or under consumption. Is this clear? Okay. Can you please lower the volume? Thank you. So then we have under production or under consumption in this case. Now, but the last thing that I want to go ahead and I want to focus on, that is basically the socially optimal level. So we understand that either there was under production or there was under consumption in both the cases. So what I want to go ahead and I want to do in this case is understand how this problem can be solved. This problem can either be solved through Pigovian tax or through Pigovian subsidy. This is one of the methods. There are multiple methods. This is just one of them. Pigovian tax subsidy. When do you impose a tax? You impose a tax to increase the price of the product, increase the cost of production, ताकि the quantity decreases. So in case of negative externality, you will impose a tax and subsidy कब देते हो? ताकि चीजें सस्ती हो जाएं, so that things become cheaper, right? So you and people will consume more, so you give a subsidy when there is positive externality, so that quantity increases. So this is exactly what I have done. That the socially optimal can be obtained through Pigovian tax. बस एक ये line लिख दी है. Although the question did not demand me to do so, it just asked me to justify the statement. But still, I have talked about a Pigovian tax and subsidy marginally in this case, right, beta? And finally, I have just tried to explain the diagram. So basically, because it was just a 5-marker question, this much is more than enough. You just have to try and justify why SMC should be equal to SMB. Social marginal cost should be equal to social marginal benefit. Okay? Alright beta, thank you so much. I will meet you again with another question in another class. Thank you.